If you want to make organic and engaging ambient samples using only stock plugins, I have some great news for you. Today we're going to create evolving ambient chord progressions, lead sounds, reverb freeze pads, field recordings without actually leaving the house. Let's start with the chords. Pick your favorite key preset and make a simple chord progression. Now we will use Transporter to make this loop come alive. Transporter takes the incoming audio and triggers short loops based on the detected transients. This will allow us to make constantly evolving samples. I will get rid of the dry signal to only hear the loops generated by Transporter. Now we can set up the minimum length of the loop. Let's go with 2 seconds. Sensitivity all the way up so that every transient is detected. Let's set up the A to B ratio, which is the minimum length of loop B, as a ratio to loop A. So now if our loop has a minimum 1 second length, and ratio is set to 2, which means that loop B will have a 30-second minimum ratio length. Let's set up to 1.5 to get a more interesting rhythm. I'm adding a bit of negative spread, which adds a sound wave LFO to the panning. When you give it a positive value, the panning is static. Slight reverse, which adds a probability of the loop being reversed. Around 70% of shift, which adds a probability of a loop being shifted an octave up or down, which is controlled by this parameter. 0 means you always get an octave down, and 1 means that all of the shifts will be an octave up. I'm going to choose around 70% up. We're done with the first part, time for some ear candy. Make a send. Add a delay with the keep pitch option on, and set it to wet signal only. What we want to do now is add another transporter on top of it. Get rid of the dry signal. Set the minimum length to 1 second. Sensitivity all the way up. A to B ratio can stay the same, but set the spread to -1. Let's set the reverse to around 0.5. Shift and down up to around 0.7. Let's close the effects chain with spreader to have a wider stereo image. Now I want to make a send from the delay channel and have a convolver spring reverb on it with only the wet signal output. Now we have a constantly evolving chord progression. Let's record each mixer track onto the playlist. You can do it by right-clicking the playlist track, selecting the mixer track you want. Go into the mixer, tapping the ARM disc recording option, and pressing the record button. Record a minute or two just to have some more material to work with down the line. The next step is stretching the recordings. Time to make a lead. Let's use the same mixer track and VST you used for the chords. Just bypass the effects for now. Let's change the preset to something sharper. Time to make a short lead. Now we can turn the effects back on. Repeat the multi-track recording process and stretch it as well. So now that we have our source material, we can start chopping. Interchange the samples, cut them, stretch them if needed. Pick out the parts that sound well together and start building your composition. Try to tell a story without words. Here's what I came up with. It's missing a background pad, so let's talk about one cool trick. Making frozen reverb pads is a really fun way of adding background textures to your tracks. Let's open up FreeX Oscillator. Just 2 slightly detuned sound waves and lots of attack. Now play your pad. Time to load up Reverb. Get rid of the dry signal, add some width and hit the freeze option on one of the chords. Record each frozen chord in Edison and export it. The only thing we're missing is some field recordings in the background. Here's how to make them without actually going outside. Open up FreeX Oscillator and set Oscillator 1 to noise. Now add 4 transient processors and set each one to sharpest shapes, high attack and low release. It's a good idea to close the chain with a limiter because it might get loud. Add a delay, EQ and an Edison instance. Set the delay to ping pong mode. Set the key pitch option, get rid of the dry signal and add some feedback. Now in the EQ, set up the low pass filter and control the sound using one of the bands. Sounds like a range sound effect on a budget. Time for some mixing and I'll come back with a full sample in a second. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one.